What's up, y'all? Morning. I'm back at the lake, trying to do something differently today. It's a little bit sunnier today, though. And I forgot my glasses out of all days. Got my latte, though. My latte. But today, I would call it the first day of my challenge from the video that you saw yesterday that I was talking about it. I love those birdhouses, man. Since I was a little kid, I used to come here and just look at them and but yeah, the sun today is definitely a little bit more harsh. But yeah, the challenge that I wanted to start is two of them. Is the 30 days vlogging channel straight in a row, just 30 vlogs straight. And the other is more long term. I want to do a weight loss challenge. I want to go all the way down to 200 pounds. I think I'm at 258. I don't know. I don't have a scale at the moment, but that was the last time that I weighed myself, was 2-3 days ago. You know, just gonna continue doing what I was doing, fasting, doing these little walks that I'm doing now. I need me one of those. I brought my little bag with some like lenses and stuff. You know, I got some really good advice from a video I saw, and I've been putting my energy into certain things that have been like messing with my head a little bit. The video pretty much said, put that energy that you're wasting into something that isn't going to be a plausible thing anymore, into other stuff that might benefit you. You know, like going for a walk, going to the gym, starting a YouTube channel. Just relocate that effort and energy that's bringing you, you know, stress or whatever, into something else. I would say, man, between yesterday and today, I definitely feel a lot better. Hence why I'm gonna start just going on walks every single day, every morning after I like finish with meetings and stuff. Something funny happened yesterday though. So I have my little startup going on, and the fun thing about starting your own things is you do them whenever you feel like it, which is kind of messed up because business-wise, that's not a sound advice, but I just don't have like the energy to do that right now. So I've been putting them on like pause and start studying other things, you know, in the meantime. But I had a meeting with a lady that is trying to integrate AI into their company. And my problem with stuff like that is, why reach out to people if there's not a concrete business plan when it comes to stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? You're reaching out to me to see if I could do consulting for your company, but you have no path, timeline of what that entails. But they're asking me. I mean, for the specific integration of how they want to do it, I know exactly how to do it and how that would work for them. I don't know, man. This is the second time that a company does that, when they're asking me like, what should they do? When you have an enterprise already set up and you guys are making billions of dollars, how the f are you gonna come to me to tell you how to integrate AI? Like, that stuff should already be like like the, what's the word? Not the KPIs, but the ROI for stuff like that, especially how much money you have to invest into like artificial intelligence and the products and all that bull, you know? That's why the whole thing about getting angel investors to put their money into my company is just something I don't want to do at the moment, because I truly don't know where this stuff is going. You know, it's just, at the moment, it's just I'm building stuff that might turn into like an actual product. But stuff like consulting to help people to integrate technologies, it's just, there has to be a 50-50 thing happening, you know? For example, if you want to fix your inventory, your databases, your, you know, stuff that you don't know how to calculate and you want to digitize, I could do that. And I could even do it myself. Yeah, man, people are too like scatterbrained for certain stuff. But anyway, I'm going to do the 3 miles today. So hopefully I can make it all the way over there. I brought coffee instead of water. So that should know my that should show you my priorities. We live in a very interesting moment in time with this AI stuff. And I'm gonna be honest, the reason why I dislike quote unquote AI, it's not because the technology is annoying. It's just everyone that seems to get interested in integrating this technology doesn't know what the they're talking about. And usually it's the people at the top, the suits, that only see money being saved, jobs being cut, which in turn turns into money saved for the investors. The AI that they do is just chatbots. And that's just not what interests me about the AI thing. I want to do some like really revolutionary shit. Folks that don't know about AI always think that AI is just like something that has cognition, that has, you know, that knows. But at the end of the day, it's just like pattern recognition. That's all it is. That's why, please do not act with AI like it's your therapist. Ask it for advice. And people are becoming dumber using AI. They did studies about this. It's not just me talking shit about it. They were right about that. Running in the heat is better than running in a cold ass weather. Yo, it's crazy though. The runner's physique is fucking wild. These guys just look thin. I don't know if you ever saw this show on, I think it was Discovery Channel. It was like superhuman people, like actually real people that have like abilities and stuff. This dude was a runner, and he could run 80, 90 miles in one go without stopping. And they were asking him like, how did he even find out that he was able to do that? And he just said one day that he was drunk and he didn't want to drive his car to possibly get like a DUI or something. So he just started running and he never stopped. But again, I think it was MIT that did a study about doing brain scans on people that think for themselves and people who people's brain activity when they use it, you know, like normal. Like if I ask you a question, then you think about it. People that ask ChatGPT everything, they just end up like lowering. And that's just some scary ass shit, man. We're gonna turn into that movie Idiocracy, which I think we might be there instead of waiting an extra 500 years for that, you know? Yo, it's hot as hell. It's a pretty ass view though. You know what's one thing I like about Chicago is that even though it's a huge metropolis, it seems that people still give a shit about keeping it clean. Compared to other cities that I've been to, Chicago is probably like one of the cleanest ones I've ever seen, which I love. So the lesson is, do not use ChatGPT for the stupidest things that shouldn't require ChatGPT, you know what I'm saying? And I have stopped myself from doing that too, so I'm not gonna be a hypocrite about it. It got to a point where I was asking ChatGPT to do the most like ridiculous calculations that I could do. I was just too lazy to not take the time doing, so please don't do that. Think a little bit. Your brain activity when you're 60 or 70 is gonna thank you for it.